Ashes, Amphibians, and Reptiles 2023 August Reptile room. Looking at. In this enclosure, I have my two Amazon milk frogs, Amon and Milton. Their scientific name is the Transius rephonesics, or the Amazon milk frog, gold-eye frog, gold-eye tree frog, I think it is, panda frog. They go by a bunch of common names, but I call them the Amazon milk frog. And these are stunning blue tree frogs from the Amazon. And they're crazy. They remind me of white tree frogs, but a bit smaller and a bit more unique, because white tree frogs are boring. Just kidding, they're not. I love white tree frogs. Dumpy frogs too. Which are white tree frogs. But they're gorgeous frogs, and in the enclosure is a paludarium with rosy red minnows. And yes, I know I'm gonna get comments. Maybe I won't get comments. But rosy red minnows have an enzyme in them called thymidine, which most reptiles and amphibians cannot digest. Yet these minnows will never get eaten. They're way too fast for my Amazon milk frogs. They're too fast. My Amazon milk frogs aren't that smart. But frogs aren't very smart. But in this is a bioactive enclosure with live plants, mosses, live frogs, with springtails and isopods in it. And I have powdered white isopods, the springtails, and then powdered, I think it's powdered blue isopods. I don't know invertebrates, I know reptiles. But it is a gorgeous enclosure that I really, really, really like. In this enclosure, I have my trio of emerald tree skinks. In that one, I have a pair. But in this one, I have a trio of emerald tree skinks, or Lampropelpis smagdina. Trying to say their scientific name. The friendliest lizard on planet Earth. They're like the dogs. Oh, I just hit the door. Okay, look at that. Oh, I call them the dogs of the reptile world, like the birds, because they just want to be with you. But they are a gorgeous, gorgeous skink from the Solomon Islands. I know there's hundreds of the small islands, but it's coming from the main bigger islands. And they have a beautiful enclosure that's also bioactive, like most of my enclosures are. Not entirely true. But it is bioactive, beautiful. It has an umbrella plant and a big leaf swirly plant, and a plant that looks like a palm tree. I don't know the plants. I should know the say for reptiles. I set this up 6 months ago. No, I don't know when I set this up. And it has a beautiful hanging. Do not jump. Come in my hand, my friend. Look at that. You can't normally grab them like this because they won't let you, but mine have a very strong trust bond with me, and they go wherever I go, really. I love my skinks to death. But they have a beautiful hanging hide, basically. I just got at the dollar store, to tell you the honest truth. And yeah, it's pretty bad. Like, it doesn't work super well, but it still works. They love it in there. They don't sleep in there. When they go to sleep, there's a cork tube behind here into the background, and they sleep in there. It's so cute, all of them together. But they are a gorgeous tree skink that are. Look at that. Where are you going, my friend? My buddy, my pal. Get a lick microphone. Yep. Just keep looking. It's probably human saliva on there, tell you the truth. Just keep on looking. Yeah, my friend. They're beautiful tree skinks. Don't you dare try to do that again. He did again. Alright, go in the enclosure then. They are gorgeous skink. And I really am enjoying them. I've only had them for about a month, but they're literally my favorite pet reptile. Just their personalities and how intelligent they are. They're so intelligent. It's unbelievable. how intelligent a small little lizard can be. And these guys don't get very big. This is an 18 by 18 by 24. I am looking to upgrade them. I'd like to, but if I upgrade them, I'd probably have to upgrade them. So probably not for a little bit. But they're in a gorgeous enclosure with springtails and isopods as well. Same, all of them have the same springtails and isopods in them. They're all the same species. And yeah, I really like this. It's like very dense and like thickly planted in there. And I really love that with my reptiles and amphibians because it really makes it look like it's the rainforest. Like in the rainforest, you're not going to see perfectly cut branches. Stuff in the rainforest is not going to be perfect looking, and that's why I love very thick, dense enclosures with plants. And this is Sheila. She is a Lamproportus jelluli brooksii, or a brook king snake. She's a hypomorph. Very pretty king snake, pretty relaxed. Very friendly. And she is getting big. She's about a year old, and she's a little small for a yearling. She's about 2.5 feet. It's because I was a little slower changing her to hoppers. She's been on hoppers for probably 3 weeks, whereas Sherman was on hoppers. She's been on hoppers 3 weeks. She's not like a skinny or anything. She's not. Like, you can tell she's not skinny, but she's just a bit smaller because I didn't power feed her as much as I did Sherman. Oh, you're okay. So, and Sherman I've slowed down with feeding too. He's not fat either. He's very muscly though. But yeah, beautiful king snake. She was my second ever snake, Sherman being my first. And nothing to complain about it. She is such a beautiful, nice snake that's very graceful. Yeah, I recommend brook king snakes very highly. She's just a gorgeous snake. All right, so at the bottom, I have two enclosures, just like at the top. I have a 10-gallon and a 15-gallon. Let's go to the 10-gallon. The 10-gallon houses my two firebelly toads, Flynn and Floyd, of course. That's their names. That's awesome. And they are a gorgeous, semi-aquatic frog. And yes, they're a frog. They're not a toad. Even though they should be the firebelly frog because just characteristics that make them a frog. They're in fact a toad because they warty looking skin, which isn't fair because they have warty looking skin. But anyway, this is the Bombina orientalis, and they are a beautiful species of frog. And they are, like I said, they're semi-aquatic, although they're more aquatic than they are terrestrial. If I said that right. So they have a paludarium with a live, huge pothos. I mean, it looks really grainy on camera, like from where the camera set up, but it looks very lush in here, and I'm leaving this spot open for basking, so they can just sit and it's not like it's an LED, but at least they can sit in the LED light or whatever frogs do. And they have shrimp and live plants in that enclosure. They used to have fish, but I don't know where the fish went. I assume they died, but I'm not entirely sure. I don't know where they went. I think the frogs probably ate them. So I'm editing this right now, and I said that the frogs probably ate them, which would be fine because as long as the animal's not continually eating like fish as a staple diet that can't digest, I mean, if they just have it like once, they'll be fine because the fish weren't very smart. But and then there is a pump with a waterfall in there. And then we got another log in the heavily bushy area where the pothos is growing. And yeah, I really like this enclosure. They eat crickets every other day. They are full grown adults now. I have two females though, unfortunately. But they're going to be a good educational tool. I don't need to breed them. I would have my hands full if all my animals were breeding. But yeah, this is my firebelly toads, Flynn and Floyd. In this enclosure, I have my four Dendrobates. I almost said Tinctoris. Dendrobates auratus. They are the Costa Rican green and black dart frog. Although I have a blue and black one in there, blue and black male. I know that there's controversy about um, um, cross breeding with the morphs, but I don't see really too much wrong with it. But if there's something majorly wrong, please let me know. I will do everything I can. We have a male and three females, and this was what I thought 1.2. It was never 1.2 when I first got them. They were all females when I first got them. So I got a male at the expo in May. And they're all doing great. I see mainly the three females. I, on occasion, see the male. But it's mainly those three females that I see. And I love this enclosure. This is a lush, heavily planted enclosure. Just triple checking. And yeah, I really love this enclosure. I've fallen in love with the dart frog species, and yeah, I really like them. They eat I almost said they eat frogs. They eat dusted flies with with uh, reptivitamins and calcium with D3. Both with D3 actually. Every single feeding. And they are voracious eaters. They love their food. Same with firebelly toads, but they absolutely love their food, and they're just such entertaining frogs and very easy frogs. And yeah, those are my Dendrobates auratus. I always call them Dendrobacing tortoisers. They're auratus. Another day, another clip. This video is taking me a long time to film, even though it shouldn't because I don't have that many animals. But these are the Thamnophis equisus obscurus, also known as Lake Chapala garter snakes. I have 5 babies in here. I sold most of them. And they're all doing really well. They're eating chopped up pieces of Pinky and Fuzzy. And they love it. They go crazy for Pinkies and Fuzzies. And they have a 10-gallon enclosure right now just for babies. I don't look sparse in there like you would for garter snakes. Have more stuff to do in there. I had more stuff in there. It's just they were going a little crazy when I had all that stuff in there. And one morning I woke up and I saw one up here. None others escaped. It was just that one that was up there. So I took the tall stuff down. And yeah, so they're wonderful garter snakes. I have the adults, the parents downstairs. But yeah, I really love Lake Chapala garter snakes. I love the Thamnophis genus. They're one of my favorite species of snakes. And yeah, they're awesome. They're teeny tiny right now. There's one right there. I don't know if you can see it. Well, I wouldn't say they're teeny tiny. They've gotten a lot bigger actually. Because they weren't eating for a little while. The ones that I have here weren't eating for a little while, but then I moved them to chopped up mice, and they're eating totally fine now. There's nothing in there. There was one in there. I was just keeping an eye on it, but it's not in there anymore. But yeah, I have a whole video on these guys when the mother first gave birth. And yeah, I absolutely love Lake Chapala garter snakes. This is Meliodas. She's a bearded dragon, also known as Pongonia visipus, and she is on my shoulder. She is a wonderful little lizard. Oh, not little lizard. She's a pretty big lizard. She's a wonderful lizard, and I absolutely adore her. I mean, I love bearded dragons, um, and they're just such a like they're the chillest lizards that there are. Literally, there's no chiller. Name me a lizard that you can pick up, put on your shoulder, and film a video with. You can't. And she does have eggs in her. That's why she's a little chunky. She's a lay box in there. But yeah, she is just a really friendly bearded dragon who loves to poop in her food bowl. Yeah, she is in a 3 foot, I think it's 8 inches, 3 foot 8 inches, by 2 by 2, I believe. Which is she's wonderful. Comes out quite often, and I absolutely love like putting a mealworm like across my kitchen and just watching her run and grab it. It's awesome. She is doing amazing. I really, really enjoy her. And yeah, had her for about a year, I would say. A year and a half. I got her in February. And yeah, I really, really love Mel. Let's go on to the next animals. Next, we have Sherman. He's the only snake I would use a hook with because he's not aggressive or defensive. Once I get him out, he's a friendly little snake, but he is very food motivated. And being like a no, don't smell your girlfriend on here. Yeah, but being a king snake, he is very, very food motivated. But he's not like a aggressive, like defensive snake. All snakes can be defensive, but he's not an aggressive snake. Like, look at him. He's a nice little snake, but it is just getting him out is the hard part. He loves food. Food is his favorite meal of the day. But he doesn't get fed every day, of course, and that was a funny joke. He gets fed every week. I said like 3,000 times, but he's a gorgeous king snake. This is a Brooks king snake, or he's a hypo, Lamproportus jelly brooksii, but just a really, really pretty snake. Like these guys they're actually like because king snakes, they're rattlesnake eaters. Because king snakes will eat rattlesnakes because they are the king of snakes. That's why they're called king snakes, because they eat other snakes. Like not what I wouldn't say the only. There are many other snakes that specialize in eating snakes, but they're one of the only ones that eat. And I'm sure I described it when I had Sheila out. I don't know if I took her out already. I took Sherman out first. Sheila I haven't taken out. But he is in a 2 foot by 2 foot by 1.5 foot, and he's 3.5 feet. So he will need an upgrade one day. It also depends how big he gets. But let me assure you, snakes do not go to the size of their enclosure. And as you can tell, he is a very prominent boy, very, very long, thick tail, and he is such a good little snake. I mean, he's beautiful. One day I'm gonna do a feeding video about feeding him a chick, because chicks are so tiny. I think that'd be a really, really cool video. Where are you going? And yeah, he is my buddy. I mean, sure, he doesn't come out it doesn't come out, but he is very food motivated, and that's just king snake attitude. I'm sure I said that in the past, in the Sheila one. Depends if this one's put before hers. I don't think it is. But he's just food motivated, and that's what he's really squishing my hand, but that's what king snakes are. king snakes are very, very food motivated, especially in breeding season, but it's not breeding season anymore. That passed. Right, there's the camera. Okay, what's going on my phone? But I love him. I love orange on snakes. Orange and blue are my favorite colors on snakes. I just think they're so unique. Oh my goodness. You are like cutting circulation. And he's he's muscly. Like for a snake this size, he is strong. Like, look at that. I'm not even holding on to him. That's just sheer muscle. And my veins are popping out. Thank you. I make sure you should do with all snakes is you should make the rodent struggle. I mean, if you don't do this, that's okay. It's not like it's a necessary need. But I do this just to strengthen my snakes, make them nice and strong, muscular with my constrictors. What's it called? Garter snakes, which are right beside Sherman. They aren't constrictors. Garter snakes are not constrictors. They eat their food and pile it down super, super fast. And yeah, he's a gorgeous king snake. I mean, I also love white-side king snakes. I want to get those in the future once I get more popular, maybe. I don't know. I'm not very popular. 412 as I'm filming this. I think that's a little overrated. I don't think I know I don't deserve all you guys. You guys are just too generous. But I just want to say thank you to everyone. We just hit 130,000 views. And yeah, thank you guys. He is out of here. Yeah, but let's move on to the next one. And those enclosures were just another video, or it's in a video coming up. I don't know what time I'm posting all these. So I'm going to leave that. Sherman is looking for food at my face. But since I already did the Lake Chapala garter snake, I guess I'll just show you the adults enclosure just very briefly. They are housed in this 40-gallon, like I said. Never mind, I'm not going to show you guys my handwriting. Nice for young. All that and that, those aren't poops. I just cleaned this out. As you can see, there's literally no poops on the floor. That is calcium dust mixed with water. And it just spreads like that. So it's not poop, same as that. But yeah, this is the enclosure. They have a huge water dish. And yeah, those are my Lake Chapala garters.